I found the job listing by accident. I wasn't even looking for anything new. Just scrolling through Task Fetch at night, half distracted. The title was vague. Night walk assistance needed. Discreet. No description. Just a payout, double the usual rate. I clicked anyway. The details were minimal. Walk a dog, same route every night, no owner contact, and one line in bold at the bottom. Do not enter the house. That part stuck with me, but not enough to say no. The house was a 2-story place near the edge of the neighborhood. Old, but clean. Lights off except for a single one above the porch. The leash was already clipped to the gate. A German shepherd sat behind it, completely still. Not excited, not barking, just staring. Like it had been waiting for me specifically. I looked around for a camera or doorbell, but nothing obvious. No owner came out. No instructions were given. I clipped the leash and we started walking. The dog, Sable, according to the tag, moved in a straight, deliberate line. No pulling, no sniffing, just a steady pace, like he knew exactly where to go. The route was loaded into the app, a rectangle around the block, cutting through a park, then back. It should have taken 20 minutes, but it felt longer. Every turn we took, Sable would pause for exactly 1 second, look ahead, then keep going. Like he was waiting for confirmation from something I couldn't see. I didn't hear much. No cars, no wind, just the sound of Sable's nails clicking on the sidewalk and my own shoes crunching gravel. At one point, he stopped in front of a yellow house. It looked empty. No lights, no car, blinds drawn. Sable stared at it. Didn't bark, didn't growl, just stared. I tugged the leash gently. He didn't move. After about 30 seconds, he kept walking on his own. I didn't say anything. I just followed. When we got back to the original house, the porch light was still on. The gate was slightly ajar. Still no one waiting. I unhooked the leash and Sable walked back through the gate without a sound. I stood there for a minute, expecting someone to open the door, or at least wave from a window. Nothing. I logged the walk as completed. The payout hit instantly, $85 for 20 minutes. No feedback required. The next night, same thing. Same gate, same leash, same dog. But this time, when we reached the yellow house, Sable sat down. He didn't look at it. He looked at me. Not aggressively, more like he was expecting something. I stared back for a second, then turned to check the house. One of the blinds had shifted slightly. I couldn't see anything behind it, but I got the feeling. Someone had been there a moment earlier. I pulled the leash. Sable stood. We walked. I didn't sleep well after that. Not because anything happened, just because the walk stayed in my head longer than it should have. I kept thinking about the house, and why Sable had looked at me like that. I checked the address on Google Maps the next day. The yellow house wasn't listed as a residence, just a blank lot. No owner, no number, no photo. But I knew what I saw. It was real. I had been there. Night 3 was colder. I wore a jacket this time. When I arrived, the gate was already open. Sable was waiting on the sidewalk. Same leash. No sound. We walked. The routine felt the same until we passed the elementary school near the park. Sable stopped again. This time he looked into the field. Nothing was there. But all the motion lights clicked on, one by one, like something invisible was moving across them. We kept going. No explanation. That night I found a note in my mailbox. No return address. Just a torn piece of notebook paper, written in sharp, neat handwriting. Please keep walking me. He's watching. No name. Nothing else. I don't know how anyone knew where I lived. I didn't list my address on the app. The payout came like normal, but that note changed everything. Now I knew. Someone else was part of this. I debated quitting, but the job kept appearing every night like clockwork. Same route, same pay, Sable always waiting. I started to notice things along the path. A green sedan parked in different spots, but always somewhere on the route. A flickering porch light that turned off the second we passed. A constant, distant humming, like a machine running underground. None of it seemed tied together, but it all felt connected. I tried recording the walk once with my phone, just basic video, but when I played it back, the footage was corrupted. Nothing but static after the first 10 seconds. I tried again the next night. This time it showed the whole route, but Sable didn't appear in the footage, just me walking a leash that dragged along the sidewalk. I deleted the file immediately. Something was wrong. Something didn't want to be seen. On the 6th night, Sable did something new. Halfway through the walk, he stopped in front of a storm drain and stared into it for almost a full minute. Then, very slowly, he began growling, low and quiet. I looked into the drain. Just leaves, trash, darkness. But I felt cold standing there, like something beneath the sidewalk had noticed me. Sable finally moved. I didn't say a word. I didn't want to. After that night, my electronics started acting up. Phone battery drained faster. My smart speaker in the kitchen turned on by itself. Said one sentence in the middle of the night, "The route is not complete." It never spoke again. I unplugged it and left it in a drawer. A few days later, it turned itself on in the drawer and said the same sentence. But this time, it used my name. I decided to confront the owner. I rang the doorbell the next night. Nothing. Knocked 3 times. Nothing. I waited. The porch light turned off. Sable was already outside, leash in mouth, sitting in complete silence. No one opened the door. No one answered. I hooked the leash and we walked. I didn't ask questions anymore. That night, the route was different. No app update, no map. But Sable took a left where we usually went right. I followed. He led me through an alley, across an overgrown lot, and into a part of town I didn't recognize. At one point, I looked behind me and saw someone standing half a block back. No features, just still, watching. I didn't stop walking. We reached the yellow house again. This time, the porch light was on. Sable sat at the edge of the yard and didn't move. I looked up and saw someone behind the curtain. The same figure, same posture, still, waiting. I pulled gently on the leash. Sable didn't respond. I looked back down. The leash was unclipped. He was gone. I stood there, leash still in hand, unsure how long I'd been staring. Eventually, I turned and walked home, slower than usual. When I got to my door, I found another note. Route complete, replacement pending. No logo, no signature, just the same handwriting. I went inside and locked every door. The walk hasn't come back on the app since. Sable never returned. But once a week at exactly 9 p.m., someone knocks on my door once. Always one knock, then nothing. Sometimes I find the leash on my porch again. Sometimes it's inside. And sometimes I don't find anything. But I still hear nails clicking down my hallway at night. I don't tell anyone anymore. There's no one to tell. I checked with animal control. They never had a record of any German Shepherd in that neighborhood. I checked property records. The yellow house was demolished in 2013. I even emailed TaskFetch support. They told me they don't have night dog walking jobs. Said the listing ID I gave them doesn't exist. So I keep the leash in a drawer now. Sometimes it disappears for days, then shows up again. Sometimes it smells like wet fur, sometimes like smoke. Once it smelled like something rotting. I don't walk at night anymore, but something still does. There's more. I've been collecting stories like this for a while now. Not all of them end with someone walking away. If you're still listening, you probably want to know what came next. I'll tell you soon. But for now, don't forget to subscribe The Fear Right, because some of the darkest stories are the ones still waiting to be told.